Hello, I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer. Today I'm out in the pouring rain, and this is a bit of a personal mission, but I thought I would film it and share it. I'm in my van at the moment, and I'm about to go to my father's house, which is still up for sale. It's been on sale for 2 years. My dad died just before Christmas in 2018. And he died in a care home. Very sad situation. And we've had his ashes on my shelf in my room for 2 years. My sister and I were going to get together and sprinkle his ashes in the sea near Goring, where he lives, and some of them in his garden. But with circumstances, the year and various things, we've just not got round to doing it. But going to deal with that situation today, because I think that Dad, and you may think this is a bit mad and a bit superstitious, but I think Dad, although he's dead, is holding up the sale of his house. Right, I have arrived at my dad's house. So this is a bit of a raw and very basic video again. And one of the reasons I thought I would make this as a video, let me just make sure I am recording, yes I am, is that we're in very weird times, as you know. We've got this COVID situation, we've got lockdowns, we've got people dying, elderly people dying. And now my dad died well before the COVID situation even was a thing. But there are people, of course, who will be facing very similar situations. And so I can sympathise and empathise with those people who've lost loved ones and have had to have restricted funeral services, restricted wakes. And then afterwards, if they're doing a cremation or having a cremation, they've got to deal with that possibly now in these lockdowns where you can barely meet anybody or bring the family together on their own, or they have to wait. So I wanted to do this on camera. I've shared a lot of my life on camera, and I've shared the story of my dad, and there are videos of my dad who was suffering from dementia to demonstrate to people what this terrible disease is like, and what it can do to you. And sometimes I get criticised for putting them up, the dignity that he may not have wanted that to happen. But I think actually, if he knew that was happening to him, he would probably want to have shown, or at least warned other people what they're in for. And again, this is, although it's a personal thing for me, I'm happy to share this situation because it's something many people have to go through and may be approaching. I shared a video recently talking about how I lost my eye, and I know people will be going through that, and people will be most definitely dealing with a situation like this. There's a twist to this one, because I said that I think my dad, whilst I'm not superstitious and I don't believe in ghosts and life after death and things like that. I'm not sure really what I believe on that front. But at the back of my mind, there's this feeling that if we don't sprinkle Dad's ashes in his garden before the house is sold, he won't be happy. And that's what's holding up the sale of the house. So here am I. Dad is here in this box, and I know that sounds bizarre, and those people who've never done this sort of thing may find this a bit weird. Then it is a bit strange. When I went and picked up Dad from the funeral directors, and they gave me him in the box, and I took him home, I thought, what do I do? The last time I'd had my father in the car, He was a human being, alive, and he was able to sit next to me in the passenger seat, albeit frightened and a person who was losing his reason, of course, but he was human and alive. The next time he was in the car, he was in this box. So I did the only thing I felt was dignified, and I put him on the seat next to me and put the safety belt round him. And I spoke to him as I took him home. But then I put him on my shelf, and he's been sort of watching over me, really. That's the way I look at it. But now, I think it's the right time, and although my sister can't be here, she agreed that we should do this. So we're going to sprinkle half of his ashes in the garden, and his other wish was to be sprinkled in the sea, because he loved going for a swim in the sea. And so that bit I will wait until my sister is up, and we'll do that bit together. So this, I will now go in the garden and sprinkle them. I will just leave the camera at a respectable distance whilst I do this in the rain. Well, I've done that. Said goodbye to half of Dad, I suppose. It's a bit strange, I know. So I will wait with the remains until my sister comes up, and we'll say the final goodbye to his ashes, at least. Sometime after all this lockdown and all of that, probably in the summer maybe, or towards September time, who knows. But I feel now that will have released everything that I've needed to do on the house. Another thing that one has to do if you're selling a house, and I'm sure that there will be many people also going through this whole rigmarole of having to go through a parent's house, and this has been a protracted time for my sister and myself, of trying to get this place sold and onto the next person so that they can breathe life into the place. One of the things, it's been standing here, of course, and we're paying the council tax and the utilities on everything all this time. It needs too much work really to be rented out, unfortunately. And now we're coming into another winter, and I just wanted to check all around and make sure all the rooms and everything that's fine, that it's not leaking, that the water is still okay, and there's no problems, and it seems all right. That's one of the worries I've had. You know, in the middle of the night you wake up and you think, oh, it's cold. Is there a burst pipe? Is there water shooting around? Fortunately, there isn't. But these are the sort of insane worries that you get when you've got a property that you're not able to go and visit all the time, or it's on your mind. So hopefully now that we've done it, this will get sold. So this is a bit of a strange old Bald Explorer episode, and I'm hoping really this is the last time I have to come and bring you here and talk about it. I'm hoping that 2021 is going to be great. But it's a wet day, raining, it's January, and I will be continuing to get out and about and do what I can when I can to keep videos coming every day. And sometimes they may be a little bit personal. You've been following my story, of course, and where possible I'll be out walking. I've started a series in which I'm having a walk and a cogitate, where I'm thinking about a subject. They seem to be going down very well, and I'm very pleased about that. So this one, it is what it is, very personal to me, and again, good to see that the house is all right, and It's great to have said goodbye finally to Dad, I suppose, and we're just waiting now. We're just waiting now for the solicitor at the bottom of the chain to get his bottom off his chair and get the completion dates sorted so we can exchange and complete and get this done and move on, and that would be great. Anyway, anybody who's in this situation, my sympathies go with you. It's a hard task. It's difficult when the family is at each other's throats, and if you're a patron of the Vobes, of the Bald Explorer, you receive a podcast from me called In Conversation With. And this week coming, in, where are we? As I record this on the 6th of January, this Sunday coming will be a conversation with a lady who is in a similar situation, trying to sort out the house, but she has siblings, and the difficulty, she explains, of all of them arguing with one another about what should be done. It is a nightmare. Fortunately, I only had one sister to deal with. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this, such as it is, do give me a thumbs up, and I appreciate that. Follow me and subscribe and all the usual, and I'll see you on the next one. Hopefully a little bit more positive and a bit more fun. Till next time, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.